that complements whatever you're saying. That's why it's so important to choose a PowerPoint template that fits your message. For example, if you're giving an in-depth business presentation, cartoons and whimsical colors might not be the best fit. You really have to think about who you're talking to and what you're saying, then find a template that fits the occasion. Templates are useful because they take the hard work out of slide design. A PowerPoint template is a collection of pre-built slide designs, complete with color palettes, text placeholders, and more. Once you choose a template, all you have to do is drop your own content into the placeholders and share it with your audience. No need to spend time building slides from scratch. PowerPoint includes a collection of templates built in. These are okay for some purposes, but I strongly prefer the incredible templates available on Envato Elements. Elements is an all-you-can-download service for creatives, and it includes thousands of amazing PowerPoint templates. As you can see here, Elements has a template to suit almost any need. What's more, unlike built-in designs, many of these templates come with a ton of customization options to make your slide deck truly unique. And you can dial in your search terms based on your specific needs. Try business presentation or photo PowerPoint, for example. Elements will display results geared around certain themes and give you templates to choose from. Presentations have a mood and a feel to them, and it's key to choose a template to match. Again, it's critical to focus in on your message and your audience. Thinking through this on the front end makes for better and more effective presentations when you're done. Spend some time looking through Elements' vast collection to find the template that's right for you. By choosing one of these, you can instantly give your presentation a professional look, simply not possible with anything built into PowerPoint. To look at one in more depth, just click on the thumbnail. I'll select a template as you're seeing me do here. You'll see a screen with more image previews along with a description of the template's features. If you're happy with it, just click download here in the upper right corner. You'll see a screen pop up that asks you to associate the download with a project. This is a simple licensing step. So just input what you're using the template for and then click add and download. Even if you eventually quit subscribing to Elements, you'll still be licensed to use the template once this is complete. Your download will begin. Open up the zip file that you downloaded from Elements, then find the .pptx file and double-click to open it up. That's it. In just a few steps, we've chosen a template that's perfect for a presentation. In our next lesson, we'll start off by editing slide layouts. Thanks for watching. When you're working on a PowerPoint presentation, one of the first things you'll want to look at is the slide layout. The slide layout is basically the arrangement of content on the slide itself. Slide layouts include text boxes, graphics, image placeholders, and more. These really let you dial in your slide designs to match the type of content you're showcasing. Now, every slide has a unique layout, but it isn't set in stone. Presentation designs built into PowerPoint itself offer some options for customizing the slide layout, but they're pretty basic. You can get a lot more flexibility by using pre-built templates from Envato Elements. These are designed by creative professionals and are tailored to meet the needs of presenters like you. Like we discussed in the first lesson, the first step here is to spend time picking a template that fits well with the presentation you're giving. For example, if you're trying to promote your business to potential investors, a business-themed pitch deck template will likely include built-in layout options that match well with your goals. Once you've selected and downloaded a template, it's time to get started editing the slide layout. For the purposes of this lesson, I'm using the Symphony template from Envato Elements. It's a robust and stylish PowerPoint template with a ton of amazing layouts built in. I'm looking at the first slide on screen here, and now let's preview a few of the built-in layouts. I'll scroll down here on the sidebar on the left and click on a few thumbnails to preview slide layouts. As you can see, each slide includes an array of content placeholders. Now, all you have to do is click on each one and fill in your own content. This takes the tedium and guesswork out of designing slides from scratch. Once you find a layout you like, you can click and drag to move the slide around in the presentation itself. Or if you want to duplicate a slide, right-click on the thumbnail here and click Duplicate Slide. This is perfect if you want several slides in a row with the exact same layout. Just change out the content and all of your layout edits will be automatically preserved. It's worth noting that this isn't the only way to change a slide layout. This next technique is especially useful if you're using a default theme that comes with PowerPoint. Let's click on slide 24 here. As you can see in the preview, this slide is meant to include boldly contrasting text with an image background. But suppose you want to use this exact slide for text. Imagine a title across the top and 2 columns for the body. Luckily, changing the layout of a specific slide is super easy. Make sure you're on the Home tab here on PowerPoint's ribbon, and then click on Layout here in the upper left corner. You'll see a menu pop up with an array of different layout options. These will vary between any 2 templates that you might be using. Remember we said we wanted a title and 2 columns? Taking a look at the options shown, number 54 looks perfect. Just click on the preview and this layout edit will instantly be applied to your slide. Then just go ahead and start adding your text to build out the perfect slide. And remember, you can always reverse these changes. Just click the undo arrow here at the top or repeat the steps and choose another layout from the layout menu. Okay, that's it. We've learned how to edit slide layouts in Microsoft PowerPoint. In the next lesson, we'll look at how to edit multiple slides at once. Thanks for watching. In the last lesson, we looked at how to customize the layout of individual slides. This is great if you need to customize each slide by itself, but sometimes you need to apply the same edit to a group of or even all of your slides. Let's say you have an image that you want to place in the corner of each and every slide. This sounds pretty straightforward, but think about it for a second. Imagine you're building a presentation with 75 unique slides. Can you imagine repeating the same step 75 times over just to feature a single image? It doesn't sound like much fun, and fortunately, it's completely unnecessary. This is where PowerPoint's Slide Master feature comes in. Slide Master is a bulk editing tool built into PowerPoint. When you're visualizing a presentation, picture it as a stack, with a master slide and then a series of related slides. Any change or edit made to the master slide is automatically applied to any of the slides below it. Let's take a look. I'm working in the Symphony theme here from Envato Elements, and I want to put the same image on each and every slide. Assuming I use every slide in the deck, I have 94 total slides here. This is a perfect time to use Slide Master to update them all. A process that could take hours, adding the image to dozens of slides, can be reduced to a few easy clicks. I'll come up to PowerPoint's ribbon here and click on the View tab. In the Master View section, I'll click on the Slide Master option. Now, watch what happens here in the sidebar on the left side. Slide number 1 is displayed large, with a whole collection of previews below indented to the right. Slide number 1 is the master slide. Anything shown on slide number 1 will be displayed on every slide below it, which in this case is every slide design in our presentation. This will vary a bit between different PowerPoint themes. Some may include multiple master slides, for example. It's just a matter of previewing Slide Master in the template you're using to find out. As you can see, all the master slide includes by default is the purple number placeholder here in the upper right corner. Remember, what we want to do is add an image to every slide. To do that, I'll come up to the ribbon again and click on the Insert tab. Then I'll click Pictures. Then I'll simply browse to an image stored on my computer, click to select it, and then click on Insert. The image will appear on my master slide. As usual with PowerPoint, I can click and drag to scale and reposition the image around the slide as you're seeing me do here. Once I've placed it in a spot that I like, I can preview my slides by scrolling down here on the left. Remember that slide layouts have content placeholders in many locations, so be sure to check each slide to make sure your image shows clearly. If you're satisfied with the results, it's time to return to the normal slide view. On the Slide Master tab, just click Close Master View here at the top. Boom, you're back to PowerPoint's usual look, and you can see your image applied to each slide. And remember, you can insert any type of content onto a master and get the same results. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at how to outline and sort your PowerPoint slides. Thanks for watching. Preparation is key when you're building and giving a PowerPoint presentation. Initially, I found it really helps to outline my message and content ahead of making my slides. Outlines serve as a guide map to make sure you track and utilize the big ideas and concepts you want to focus on. But outlines aren't just useful when building your presentation. They're also great when you're reviewing it. That's where I like to use Outline View in PowerPoint. Outline View is a way to look over the titles and main text on each slide at a single glance. This is especially useful if you want to review your main ideas right before you present. It's also useful for grouping slides together and figuring out where you've placed certain concepts. Once again, we're working in the Symphony presentation from Envato Elements. Let's say I want to quickly review an outline of my slides in Outline View. At a glance, I'll be able to review quick summaries of the content featured on each and every slide. I'll come up here to the View tab on the PowerPoint ribbon. Now, you'll see the collection of options over here in the upper left corner called Presentation Views. I'll go ahead and click on Outline View. PowerPoint will shift to Outline View, and you'll be able to see it here in the sidebar on the left side. If it has one, the title of each slide will be printed in bold. Any subheadings that you might have will appear directly below with the slide number over on the left side. If you have content placeholders, say for images, instead of subheadings, don't worry. Outline View shows this as well, so it's easy to find a spot in your slideshow in Outline View if you need to place an image. To switch away from Outline View, jump back up here to the Presentation Views group and click Normal. PowerPoint will return to the usual default view. Now, let's check out another one of my favorite views in PowerPoint, Slide Sorter View. This is a way to view your whole presentation at a glance. It's perfect for reordering and rearranging your slides. Slide Sorter lives up here in the Presentation Views Group 2, and I'll go ahead and click on the option for it. On your screen, you'll see the presentation transform into a series of thumbnails. These are small previews of each and every slide. You can click on one to view it, or you can click and drag to reorder slides as you're seeing me do here. This is the easiest way to arrange your presentation into perfect sequence. And if you want to delete a slide, simply click to select it and press delete on your keyboard. Of course, my changes can be reversed simply by clicking the undo arrow here in the top left corner. To return to normal view, follow the same steps from earlier and choose normal up here on the left side. As you can see, outline view and slide sorter view are two of the easiest yet most useful options in PowerPoint. One is geared toward quickly visualizing the main ideas in your presentation. The other is built around rapid rearrangement of your slides. Whether you use one or both, you'll see how much they can help you build incredible presentations. Next up, we'll look at adding stylish text and text effects to your PowerPoint presentation. Thanks for watching. PowerPoint is best used to bring your words and message to life. One way to do this is through the creative use of fonts. Fonts help you style text in distinctive ways that your audience will remember long after the presentation is over. Of course, PowerPoint comes with a variety of built-in fonts that you can try out on your slides. But with an Envato Elements subscription, you unlock even more unique custom fonts. Elements actually has a whole font section with thousands of fonts available. I'm building a new PowerPoint presentation and I'm looking for ways to make it more unique. I want to break free of built-in fonts and add a brand new one from Elements. Let's jump over to Envato Elements here and navigate over to the font section by choosing it from the Browse menu here at the top. Now, here on the left side, you'll see some filters that help you narrow down the types of fonts to look for. Choose serif, decorative, condensed, and more options to fine-tune your selections. For me, I'm open to all kinds of fonts, so I'll scroll down through the options here on the main screen. Each font has a preview thumbnail like you see here, and when I find one I like, I'll go ahead and click on it. You'll see other previews that can be clicked through here on the right. Okay, I really like the look of this font, so I'll go ahead and download it. I'll click on the download button here in the corner, and in this pop-up menu, enter a license use for the font. Remember, even if you stop subscribing to Elements, you'll still be licensed to use the font. When I'm finished, I'll go ahead and select Add and Download here at the bottom. The download will begin, and when it's finished, I'll jump over and open up the zip folder to view the font files. In Windows, be sure to actually extract the zip file rather than just clicking into it. This makes a difference in how Windows handles the font. You'll see the font files here. Now it's time to install the font. Right-click on its name and then click Install. Windows will automatically install the new font and it should only take a few seconds. That's it. We've quickly gone out and found a custom font from Elements and installed it. Now it's time to go use it in our presentation. Jumping back over to my PowerPoint, I'll start off by clicking and dragging it to select some text, as you're seeing me do here. Then I'll come up here to the font menu on the ribbon and click on this drop down. Just like any other font, I'll scroll until I find the name of the font I just added and click on it. PowerPoint will instantly apply it to the text I've selected. New fonts aren't the only way to style your text in PowerPoint. You can also apply text effects, which are creative options to change the look and feel of words on your slides. Let's look at some of these options. I'll click and drag to select some text here, and then right-click on the highlighted area. Down at the bottom of this pop-up menu, I'll select Format Text Effects. This sidebar menu will open up here on the right side, and you can see these options for shadow, reflection, glow, and more. In this case, I want to add a faint shadow to the title text I just selected. I'll open the shadow options, and here you can see options for the size and style of the shadow text effect. I'll click and drag on the size slider, and as you can see, a shadow appears right behind the title. Once I have it sized, I can tweak the transparency slider as well, to keep the shadow comfortably in the background. When I'm finished with text effects, I can close out the format sidebar and return my slide to normal view. That's really all it takes. A few simple steps make it easy to create totally unique and dynamic text styles in your PowerPoint. Next up, we'll continue the visual theme by learning how to work with images and backgrounds in PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. I totally understand why most people don't like to give presentations. Just the thought Of getting up and speaking in front of an audience is enough to strike fear in most people. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you can build supporting slides that you feel great about, that really help you reiterate your message, it can give you the boost of confidence you need when you're giving a presentation. And you can do that in Microsoft PowerPoint. Hi, I'm Andrew Childress for Envato Tuts Plus, and I've been using PowerPoint. Animations in PowerPoint refer to how objects appear on your slide. This can include text, images, charts, videos, and more. Animations are a way to add visual interest and avoid introducing concepts all at once. I'm working on a slide here, and as you can see, there are several types of content on it. There's a title, a subtitle, a text box, and an image. Now, by default, when I advance to this slide in PowerPoint, everything you see here will show up at once. In some cases, that's totally fine. But suppose in this case, I want to start off with my title and subtitle all at once, then show the body of text, and finally wow my audience by showing the image. That's where animations come in. First things first, I'll start with the title. I'll click on the title box to select it, and then come up to the Animations tab on PowerPoint's ribbon. The left half of this new menu here at the top shows the many animations available to use. I can even click on this drop-down arrow to get an even wider selection. I really want something eye-catching, so I'll try this swivel option. I'll click to select it, and you can see PowerPoint previewing the effect. Since I want to animate the subtitle the same way, I'll repeat these same steps. I'll click to select the subtitle and then add the swivel animation. Next up, it's time to handle the main body of text right here below. For this, I want something less fancy, so a simple fade should work. With the text box selected, I'll just return here to the animation pane and then choose fade. And finally, for the image, I want something dramatic. Let's say it's a big unveil, so I want to build a little suspense. For this, I'll choose the shape animation. Boom, we've added 4 animations to our slide. But we're not finished. Remember how I said I wanted the title and subtitle to animate together? By default, PowerPoint introduces animations the order that they were added, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want items 1 and 2 to appear on my slide at the same time. To customize animation order and timing, let's come back up to the Animations tab and then click Animation pane here at the top. This is really the control center for animations in PowerPoint. You'll see a new sidebar on the right with all of our animations listed. Since I want to group 1 and 2, I'll go ahead and right-click on item 2 here. Then I'll click Start with Previous on the drop-down. Now you'll see only 3 numbered animations listed, but still our same 4 options. The one we just changed is now nested under item 1, so it'll start at the same time. There are other changes that you can make as well. Up here in the timing menu, you can change animation duration, delay, start trigger, and more. This gives you the ability to match animations to the pace of your overall presentation. You can also reorder animations up here, or by clicking and dragging in the sidebar. In just a few clicks, the entire dynamic of the slide can change. That's it. Now that things are styled and ordered correctly, it's time to preview our slide. I'll come over here to the preview button in the upper left corner and click on it. And it's perfect. As you can see, the title and subtitle animate in simultaneously. They're followed by the text box and finally the image here on the left. One word of caution. Too much animation can be distracting and annoying to your audience. It really pays to keep things simple and understated. Next up, we'll check out another great PowerPoint feature, the ability to add videos. Thanks for watching. PowerPoint has the ability to showcase a wide variety of content. One example is video. In just a few clicks, you can actually embed a video right onto a slide. This is perfect if you need a visual aid or really want to explore something in more depth. Videos in PowerPoint can be edited and changed just like images. You also have a nice assortment of editing tools to make simple changes to a video right inside of PowerPoint. I'm working on a slide here, and you can see some text over here on the left side. Let's say I want to fill the space here with a video to add a bit more visual appeal. The first step is to find a video to add to my slide. Of course, you may have videos of your own that you want to use, but let's say that isn't the case, and I need to find a video online. As with all other types of online content, you have to be careful about copyrights and whether it's okay to use a web video in your PowerPoint. That's where Envato Elements comes in. Elements has recently added a library of stock video that you can use through your monthly membership. Let's jump over to Elements and check out their stock video options. For my PowerPoint, let's say that I want to show a video of a waterfall. I'll type that in the search box and then press enter on my keyboard. As you can see, Elements has hundreds of options for me here. I'll scroll down and then click on the thumbnail of a video that I like. I can watch this larger preview here, and if I'm ready to use it, I'll just click download here on the right side. Now, Elements will ask me for a license usage, basically a description of how and where I intend to use the video. I'll select one and click download, as you're seeing me do here. Now, remember that even if you stop subscribing to Elements, you'll still be licensed to use the video for its original purpose. Okay, my video is downloaded, and it's time to add it to my slide. Jumping back over to PowerPoint, let's come up to the Insert tab on the ribbon. Over here on the far right side, in the Media section, you'll see a button called Video. I'll go ahead and click on it. You'll see this drop down with two options. Online video is useful if you want to use a video stored online, but for our purposes, let's go ahead and choose Video on my PC. This browse window will open up, and I can go ahead and locate the video file we just downloaded, select it, and press Insert. PowerPoint will drop the video onto my slide. The first thing you may notice is that the video may cover up your entire slide, but that's no problem. Just like an image, I can click and drag a corner to make the video smaller, and then drag it over the slide to place it just where I want. I also have many options for editing and styling the video. These can be found up here on the ribbon under the Video Tools heading. The Format tab lets me apply effects and styling to customize the video. The Playback tab is a true editor. One thing that's worth noting is some video templates are quite lengthy. That means it might be best to show just a section of the video. To trim a video, on the Playback tab, I'll click on Trim Video. PowerPoint will pop up this Trim Video window. To trim, I can click and drag these green and red handles and select the exact interval I want to show. When I'm satisfied, I'll press OK, and PowerPoint will cut the video to show only the part that I had selected. Back on the slide, let's press this play arrow here, and watch as PowerPoint plays the video. That's it. In just a few clicks, we've dressed up a bland slide with an amazing video. Next up, we'll learn how to add a GIF to a PowerPoint slide. Thanks for watching. GIFs are a popular way to add some motion and style to your PowerPoint presentation. While we often think of GIFs as just funny images, they can also be really useful visual aids to help you get your point across. Envato Elements has a nice collection of GIFs that you can download with your membership. I'm using this flat animated icon set here, which includes several cool GIF icons in a single download. Let's go ahead and download the pack by clicking on Download. As usual, we need to specify license usage, and remember you'll be able to use these even if you stop subscribing to Elements. The file will download, and let's go ahead and open it up here to see what we have. As you can see in the folder here, there's a nice assortment. An airplane, a clipboard, a megaphone, and more. Keep these in mind as you build out your slides. Jumping over to PowerPoint, we'll look at a slide I've been creating. As you can see, it's pretty text heavy without a lot of visual interest. When you're putting your slides together, always remember that you're presenting it to an audience. It's human nature to be attracted by colors and motion, whereas text alone can become dull. The worst thing that can happen to you as a presenter is to lose the attention of your audience. GIFs are an easy way to make sure they stay engaged. My slide is talking about data here, so it feels like the paper charts GIF and the pack we downloaded would be a good fit. Let's go ahead and add it to the slide. Now, adding a GIF to PowerPoint is just like adding a regular still image. I'll come up here to the Insert tab on the ribbon, then click on Pictures in the Images group. In the window that pops up, I'll browse to where the GIFs are stored on my computer. I'll click on the one I want to select, and then click on Insert down in the lower right corner. PowerPoint will drop the image onto my slide. Just like any other image, I can click on it and drag to move it around on my slide. I can also resize the GIF by pulling on one of these handles in the corners as you're seeing me do here. But this isn't the only customization option that I have. To check those out, with the GIF selected, let's come up here to the Picture Tools Format option. Here I can add effects, align and position the GIF precisely on the slide, or even rotate it to a new angle. For our purposes, let's say I want to change the color of the GIF to make it a better match for my slide. I'll go ahead and click on Color here on the left side. This window will pop up with a collection of pre-built color themes for my GIF. If I like one, I can click on the thumbnail to choose it. Or, for even more options, let's click on More Variations here at the bottom and then on More Colors. Now you'll see this color wheel where the possibilities are truly endless. I'll click and drag the color chooser to find a new color for the GIF. Notice the preview changing here in the lower right corner. When I've found a color I like, I'll press OK. The GIF will instantly update itself on the slide. Now it's time to preview the GIF. As I start the preview, watch as the GIF animates onto the slide. Our custom colors are also applied, and by default, the GIF keeps playing over and over. As you can see, it's really easy to add cool GIFs to your slides to help keep your audience focused. Next up, we'll focus on the data with a look at editing charts in PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. One of the best uses for PowerPoint is to help visualize data. Trying to talk through numbers can be really dull and confusing. That's why it's so helpful to use PowerPoint charts to help bring your data to life. There are a ton of chart styles and options available, and you can fully customize each one. It's one of the easiest and best ways to make your presentation pop and keep your audience engaged. PowerPoint themes from Envato Elements often come with incredible charts already built in. All you have to do is change the styling and data to fit your own needs. I'm working on a slide here, and as you can see, it has a bar chart already showing on the left side. Now, the data here was included with the template, and I need to change it out to use my own data. My vision for the chart is to show my fictional company's market share growth over the past 5 years. First off, these blocks right above each bar don't really fit with my chart, so I'll go ahead and delete them. All it takes is selecting each one and pressing delete on my keyboard. This frees up space and makes the chart look a little cleaner. Okay, now it's time to customize the data itself. I'll right-click anywhere on the chart and then choose Edit Data. You'll actually see an Excel spreadsheet window open right inside of PowerPoint. There, I can start changing out the data. In each of these 5 rows, I'll type in a year in the left column and a percentage in the right column. As I go, PowerPoint will automatically scale the chart to match my data. When I'm finished, I'll just press enter and exit out of the Excel screen. That's it. In just a few seconds, I've reinvented the chart to fit my message. But changing the data isn't the only thing that I can do. Let's say that I want to reposition the chart on my slide. Charts work just like images. I can just click and drag to move the chart to a different position. Or I can resize it by clicking on a corner and scaling it up or down. When you're giving a presentation, remember that chart labels and details might be hard to see from the back of a room. That's why it pays to make your chart as big as you can. Now that I've added my data and placed the chart on the slide, I'll finish by changing out the look and feel of the chart. These options live up here on the Design tab in the Chart Tools Design option. Here, I can change things like the chart style and even the type of chart. For our purposes, all I want to do is change the colors of the chart to make it a little more vivid. To do that, let's click on the Change Colors button here. The PowerPoint theme we're using includes a wide variety of color palettes designed to match the overall look and feel of the presentation. Hover over a few of these options and the chart will preview them live, as you can see here. Once I find a color I like, I'll simply click to select it and the chart will update to match. Finally, last up, I want to remove some of the clutter from the chart. The main thing I'll delete will be these grid lines just to give the chart a cleaner look. With the chart selected, let's click on the plus icon here and then click to uncheck the grid lines box. And that does it. In just a few easy steps, we've created a totally custom stylish chart to help bring our data to life. Charts can be useful in almost any presentation, especially those that are data-driven. In the next lesson, we'll expand on this theme by learning to edit PowerPoint infographics. Thanks for watching. Infographics are visuals used to illustrate concepts and data in a clear and concise way. They're especially useful in PowerPoint presentations because they help you explain your key ideas to your audience. I like to use infographics regularly, both to make my slides more attractive and easier to understand. Infographics are meant to be simple, and creating them should be too. That's why it's so helpful to use pre-built infographic PowerPoint templates from Envato Elements. Infographic templates like the one you see here are packed with incredible designs that fit almost any situation. All you have to do is add in your own data, and the professional designs do the rest. As I scroll through a few of the slide designs here, you can see how many options exist in this template. It's up to you to choose the one that works best. The key to selecting an infographic is figuring out what you're trying to communicate. In my case, I want to document a simple process flow. Let's choose this slide right here, as the forward-facing arrow seems to fit my purpose. Now, my process has 3 steps: identification, action, and resolution, so I won't need all 4 of these arrow placeholders. So first up, I'll click on one in the middle here to select it, and press delete on my keyboard. Then I'll click on this shape and drag it to center it between the first and last arrows. I'll also delete the corresponding text box right below. Then I'll align each of these text boxes with the corresponding shape in the infographic. Next up, it's time to customize the infographic to fit my process. In this case, I'll start adding in captions to each of the 3 text boxes as you're seeing me do here. The bold font is like a title and the text below is descriptive. Try not to get too wordy. Like I said, infographics are meant to simplify concepts, and a few words should suffice. Once I've finished adding my text, I want to clean up each shape. For that, I'll just click inside each shape and delete the content placeholders inside. I can also explore up here in the Drawing Tools Format menu on the ribbon. Here, I can change things like the shape and fill color. You can also resize each of the shapes. I want mine a little bigger, so here on the right, in the size section, I'll type in new height and weight measurements for the shapes I've selected. Then I'll just repeat this process for the other 2 shapes. With that, it may be necessary to move the shapes around the slides by just clicking and dragging. This will make sure they stay positioned in a coherent layout. That's it. With pre-built infographic templates, you can build out incredible visual aids for your presentations in just a few steps. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at how to add music to your PowerPoint presentations. Thanks for watching. You don't have to use only your voice to deliver great PowerPoint presentations. Sometimes it helps to use music to add drama and interest to your slides. This is a pre-built PowerPoint template I downloaded through my Envato Elements membership. And Elements has recently added royalty-free music that you can use in presentations and other projects. The files are included in your Elements membership, and by providing a license usage, you're covered in terms of copyrights and fair use. I'm working on a pitch deck presentation, and I think it could really benefit from some music added to it. Jumping over to the Elements homepage, I'll come up here to the Browse tab and hover over it. On the dropdown, I'll go ahead and choose Music. This will narrow my search to include only music files. Now, it's time to think about the type of music that I want to use. My presentation is meant for my business, so high-volume rock music probably isn't the best choice. Instead, I'd like some soft piano music just to play in the background. Let's go ahead and try a broad search term, piano. I'll type it in and hit enter, and Elements will return all music results matching that keyword. As you can see, I get thousands of results. I'll scroll down until I find a title that looks right for me. Then I can play a preview of the music just by clicking this play arrow here on the left side. This one sounds great, so I want to go ahead and download it. I'll click on this download arrow here on the right side. Now I'll get this pop-up window that asks me to input a license use for the file. I'll give it a name and then click add and download here at the bottom. Once the download is finished, I'll go ahead and extract the zip archive to easily access the sound file. Inside, I can see the music files along with supporting documentation. Jumping back to PowerPoint, it's now time to add the music to my presentation. I want it to play from the very start of my presentation, so let's be sure we're working on the first slide. Then I'll come up here to the Insert tab on PowerPoint's ribbon. Over on the far right side, in the Media group, I'll click on the Audio button. From the dropdown, I'll click on Audio on my PC. I'll browse to where the music file we just downloaded is stored on my computer and press Insert to add it. You'll see a sound symbol with playback controls appear in the center of my slide. Now, by default, these controls will be visible on the slide, and you'll also have to click to start the music playing. For my purposes, I want the controls to be invisible and the music to start all by itself and keep playing for the duration of the presentation. To make those changes, I'll come up to the Audio Tools Playback menu. First up, let's make sure the controls stay hidden by checking this box labeled Hide During Show. Then, to start the music automatically, click in this drop-down next to the Start box and choose Automatically. Let's also make sure the music keeps playing across multiple slides. By default, it only plays on the slide you add it to. That's done by checking this Play Across Slides option here. And last up, to keep the music file playing over and over throughout your presentation, check Loop Until Stopped. That's it. We've added a calm background track to the presentation. Be sure to turn your sound on and preview your presentation as you're seeing me do here. Click through a few slides to make sure the music keeps playing just the way you want it. As you can see, it's easy to make your presentation stand out through the use of music, and with your Elements membership, you have a ton of great options. Next, we'll learn how to customize device mockups in PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. PowerPoint presentations are great ways to show off software and services to potential users. Even if you just want to show a preview of your website, device mockup templates are the best way to do it. Device mockups are visual representations in the real world of computers, smartphones, and tablets, on which you can feature screenshots of apps and websites. I'm using a stunning pre-built device mockup theme from Envato Elements called Pitchwork. As you can see, there's a cell phone mockup here with a blank screen. These content placeholders around the sides will enable me to expand on different features of a website or app. All I need to do is take a screenshot on a smartphone. Once I've done that, I'll copy the image file to my computer. Now, just adding the screenshot image to my slide won't allow me to overlay it on the phone mockup. A little bit of editing will be needed for that. For this, I'll need to jump over to the Slide Templates download folder. Inside, you'll see this folder called PSD Device Mockup. I'll go ahead and open it up, and you can see subfolders inside for all different types of devices: tablets, laptops, smartphones, and more. For my presentation, I'm working with a smartphone, so I'll go ahead and open that folder. Inside, there's this smartphone.psd file, which is an Adobe Photoshop image file. If I have Photoshop installed, I can double-click on the file and Photoshop will launch. Okay, now we've got Photoshop opened up, and in the center window here, you'll see a placeholder image turned at a sharp angle. Think back to the smartphone mockup, and you'll realize this image is meant to perfectly overlay the screen. All we need to do is add in our own screenshot. Down here in the lower right, in the Layers panel, you'll see two layers stacked. One is the background and the other is labeled double click here. You'll see arrows pointing at this tiny thumbnail image. Go ahead and double click on it. This is called a smart object layer, and by clicking on it, the image placeholder will appear in the preview screen as you can see here. Now, all I have to do is locate my screenshot on my computer and click and drag it onto the Photoshop window. Click and drag the edges of the screenshot until it completely covers the placeholder. When I've got it right, I'll go ahead and press Ctrl S on Windows or Command S on Mac to save my changes. Then I'll jump over to the main window here by choosing this tab in the upper left. As you can see, Photoshop has adjusted the screenshot to match the angle of the smartphone mockup screen. It looks great, and I can't wait to see it on my slide. Finally, I'll go ahead and go through the steps of saving and exporting the image from Photoshop as you can see me doing here. Now that our screenshot is ready, let's go ahead and jump back to the slide. On the mockup screen, note that it says click icon to add picture. This is the image placeholder already built into the mockup. I'll go ahead and click on it, and in the browse window that pops up, I'll navigate to where the adjusted screenshot file is stored on my computer. When I find it, I'll go ahead and click to insert it. Boom, that's it. PowerPoint will drop the screenshot right on top of the mockup. As you can see here, it fits perfectly. This is really an awesome tool for showing off your new software, app, website, or anything else that runs on a device. Next up, we'll learn how to copy and paste slides between different PowerPoint templates. Thanks for watching. Many of us will give many different PowerPoint presentations in our careers and lives. Pre-built templates make things easier by letting us fill in placeholders instead of building a presentation from scratch. But even so, making completely new presentations over and over can get tedious fast. Sometimes slides from one presentation can be easily reused in another. Let's look at how to do just that. It's as easy as copying and pasting from one presentation into another. I'm working in a new PowerPoint presentation here, and as you can see, this is an introduction to my fictional company. I've put a lot of work into this and I think it looks great. But as you can see, all I have here is text and images. I want to add an infographic showing where my team is located around the globe. The presentation doesn't have a pre-built slide template for that, and I don't have time to build one from scratch. Luckily, I remember making a similar chart in a past presentation. I want to take that slide and move it to my new presentation here. The first thing I need to do is locate the slide or slides I want to copy from the old presentation. I'll jump over to it and you can see the globe infographic I built. This is the slide I want to add to my new presentation. Over here in the sidebar, I'll make sure the slide is selected. If I wanted to multi-select or copy multiple slides, I could just hold down Control on Windows or Command on Mac and click to select multiple slides. In this case, however, I only want this one slide, so I'll just go ahead and copy it to my clipboard. Then I'll jump back to my new presentation. My next step is to decide exactly where I want to paste the infographic slide. Looking at my options here on the left side, I think it would fit perfectly between the slides called Who We Are and What We Do. I'll click once in the empty space between the two slides. You'll see this line appear, which tells me that I've selected that gap to insert a new slide. Then I'll go ahead and paste. Instantly, you'll see the slide from the old presentation appear in the new one. Now, here you have two options. By default, PowerPoint matched the colors and style of the pasted slide to my new presentation. In other words, the layout stays the same, but the colors match the theme of the new presentation. In many cases, this is great, but let's suppose that I want to paste the slide in, but maintain its original colors. To do that, I'll click on the copy dropdown in the corner of the new slide thumbnail. You'll see this pop up called Paste Options. Now, by default, PowerPoint uses the paste option Use Destination Theme, which means it converts to match. To keep things in their original style, I'll click this center option, which is called Keep Source Formatting. You'll see the slide revert to the colors of the old presentation. In general, when you're pasting, PowerPoint does a great job, but sometimes layouts and formatting don't convert exactly right. In this case, things look perfect, but sometimes you may need to rearrange the slide just by clicking and dragging content placeholders back into their original positions. As you can see, copying and pasting slides between templates is a wonderful time-saving technique that keeps you from doing the same work twice. Stay tuned for a recap of the course and a look back at what you've learned. Thanks for watching. In this course, you learned 15 great tips that help you build PowerPoint slides in less time. Each of these tips brought a little something different to the table that I hope to help you build confidence in the slides that you create. Don't forget to use templates in particular to really skip ahead in the process of building PowerPoint slide decks. Now it's your turn to go experiment and build a presentation of your own. That's always the best way to learn, and I really think that you can put these skills into practice quickly. Thanks for watching.
Hi guys, so we are done with the session. I hope that it was little helpful and you will apply the same to your real life. And if you like have any questions and if you wish to watch the session again, we would be updating the link and the video on the YouTube channel of NEM. So yeah, if you have any questions that you would like to ask, you can please go ahead. Or if you have any feedback, or if you have any topics that you want me to arrange the reboot sessions on, I am welcome to that as well.
I would not really mind Excel session, like an in-depth Excel session, because Excel actually really helps in a lot of stuff.
Yes, yes, true. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dani. Working on that. What, Shri?
I said I second that, whatever Janish said.
Mm. Okay, okay. Yeah, so we will be surely working on that. And yeah, so anybody else would like to put something or suggest something? No? Okay, so I guess that we are done with the session. Thank you for being in great audience. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Dipanshu.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.